Hey, everybody, episode 165. It should have been a podcast. Yes, that song, I used Suno AI to write the intro song and the outro song to this podcast. The rest of this podcast will be all human. That being said, I want to, we got to talk about communism and New York City and Mamdani. And he wrote this executive order and he said, "Look, I'm ending bedtime for all of the children, so that they can stay up and watch the Knicks and the NBA Finals." And I said to myself, "Cool, cool."
Hey, there you go.
Now, his executive order wasn't we're starting school 2 hours later in the city, like many cities around the world, and especially in the United States have done. Mandatory 2 hour delay in the state, so the kids could stay up. He just said, "I'm canceling bedtime," and I still thought, you know what? I'll give him credit where credit's due. At least he's thinking about New York fans and the kids. I'm going to give him a yep. Good job, bravo.
Okay, well, can I give you some context?
Yes.
Golf clap.
I'm a denizen of New York radio, and he took so much incoming last week because they had watch parties outside of Madison Square Garden with video screens and stuff, and things got a little rowdy, and all of a sudden, there were some people arrested, and basically he shut it down and said, "No, you can't do that." And it was pointed out to him by some of his staff who still have functioning brains that you're letting Islamic men congregate outside of Jewish girls' schools for their prayers, and you don't shut that down, and you let every protest and get as rowdy as they want all across New York City, and you don't do anything about it. But now Knick fans are prohibited from expressing themselves, which means you're a racist because these are all black kids. So now you have it. There you go. Angry, you're on it, man. You're on it. You're on it. Does he want to get in here? I mean, I love his comments. No soup for you. Okay, all right. It's
No, angry. Just send me a DM if you want to jump in. I'll send you the link. No worries. We'll bring you up. But
got the best comments. He's got to come up.
Well,
No,
so
and
Edward, what do you think? He canceled bedtime.
Yeah, you know what? Just playing to the people. Good on him, I guess, to say something tongue in cheek. Blah blah blah. Bravo, I guess. But you know what? I'm not impressed. Get rid of the socialism. Then I'll be more impressed. But you know what? He's just out of my. You know what I do think? I just heard a clip from Marco Rubio. I like that guy. I don't know who's with me on that, but as far as Mondani, yeah,
No,
no.
I agree. But as the green room was turning to live, JC said, "Give credit where credit's due." At least he made the effort to say,
No, he
"Hey, as
did.
the mayor, I'm
Yeah.
canceling bedtime." Does that mean any of the parents had to listen to him? No.
No. But he does realize that you can't get too far off the reservation and not seem even-handed. And I mean, I understand rowdy parties being shut down, but man, if you're going to skip the Israeli Day parade and you're going to sanction anti Hebrew violence and all the rest of this, you've got to shore up the other side of your base. But at the same time, this is an opportunity for New Yorkers to come together. Of course, I'm all in for San Antonio, but I mean, they should take their lumps. So
Well,
yeah, why not stay up and watch the
Chad,
news?
what do you think about this executive order canceling bedtime?
I mean, obviously, it's a publicity stunt. It's obviously done, to oh, look at me, look, I canceled bedtime. Ooh, Obviously, it's meant to be a publicity stunt that's supposed to be like a middle of the ground sort of thing. Like, oh, hey, the Republicans like the Knicks and the left likes the Knicks and everybody likes the Knicks sort of thing. So, but honestly, until he does something like that is actually groundbreaking and actually does something for the betterment of the people of New York, I'm not giving him his flowers anytime soon. Especially given the fact that what he did was, like I said, it was simply just a publicity stunt. And I've known plenty of politicians who've called for things like that. Like when we had the Olympics, we had politicians that said, "Hey, let's delay school for however many days near the Olympics so that the kids can stay up and watch the Olympic competition and things like that." So
Yeah, no. Isn't it interesting? Speaking of Olympics, that in the last, I would say, 2 or 3 cycles, the like viewership has just fallen down into the basement. Like the kids don't really care. The adults, older adults, care some. They do. That's not,
Olympics?
yeah, but it's not like it was when I remember in the
No.
'80s, and you watch Mary
Well,
Lou Retton, and I was like,
Sean,
I don't ever want to
that's
do gymnastics.
that's because you're a TV person. It's never going to be like that again.
Well,
Now
But
they have lost their
you want to
American
give
audience.
credit, you want to give credit where it's due to someone who's disappointing. Maloney put on a good show in Italy. That was the best Winter Olympics I've seen. Really was very good.
I mean, there were some really great moments at the Winter Olympics this last year. Although most of the moments that I recall best, two of them had nothing to do with the actual athletes, and one did. The one for me was that young figure skater that came out and was like, "Oh, I love America, and I love being an American, and I'm so proud that I could represent America." And she was just like, give the girl her flowers. I mean, she was straight up what an American athlete should be.
yeah.
And then the other two dealt with ending up dogs ending up on the ice. The first one was a dog that got on, believe it was like it was one of the ski tracks,
Yep. Yeah.
and it was up top, and it was during the downhill, and it got onto the track of the downhill, and it was just like skidding along, and they're trying to get it off the track and trying to get it. It's just sliding along everywhere, and that was very funny. And then the other one, and this one to me was the funnier of the two, was a dog named, and I'm trying to remember. It was the dog's name is oh gosh, what do they call them? They're the ghosts from Lord of the Rings, like the ones that were chasing Frodo for the ring. The Nazgul. Okay, so there was a dog literally called Nazgul that was running behind two skiers that were coming down the track at the same time, and it looked like they were being chased after by the dog, and the camera caught it in such an angle that it looked like they were being chased by some rabid dog. It was hilarious.
I don't disagree.
What was
Where
what
I
was
was,
the dog's name? Rosie O'Donnell. Thanks, Angry.
No, the dog's name was Nazgul.
that's a good comment by
Abdul.
Angry.
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
know.
not Abdul, Nazgul. Like
Oh,
the
okay,
hooded creatures from Lord of the Rings that
Well,
they ride on the
okay.
dragons. The Nazgul.
again, my notice from all of that was I could see it 36 seconds after it happened live on X. Somebody had already clipped it up as in it, and you weren't going to see it on NBC Sports or NBC until about 7 hours later when they started showing not live programming.
Well, Sean, and a midlife wife tonight, right? Okay, gotcha. Uh,
Brad.
you
Brad,
left out a name, Jack Hughes, and I guarantee you, my King Edward, the Royal Canadian, was up in the morning watching that game, and
Uh,
everyone had no idea how the United States was going to beat them. But I had an idea because the Canadians were foolish enough to use the Blues goalie named Jordan Binnington. And when they said we're going to 3-on-3, I'm like, oh, he's dead. He doesn't know how to play angles. That game will be over in 2 minutes. But how in the world are we going to get to overtime? Because these guys are all over us the way the Blackhawks used to be all over the Blues in every single important game. And you're thinking, oh, they're going to score. And then Hellebuck pulls off that crazy save where he's got the stick behind his back. I've never seen anything like that. And
Yeah.
of course, I find out that Hellebuck's an American. Edward, not yet. I'm almost ready for you. And then I'm like, well, Jack Hughes is the only guy in this game that even has a chance to do anything. And then the guy high sticks him and knocks his teeth out. And I'm like, oh, I wanted to cry. I was like, okay, the only American player that's got any jump left is now leaving the ice. How the hell is he going to come back if you just knocked his teeth out? And within 30 seconds, the son of a bitch is back out on the ice. And just for what it's worth, if you don't think that the IOC and the NHL are brain dead, I want to ask you, what did they do with Jack Hughes?
With what? With you?
Absolutely nothing. You absolutely
Right.
saw no video
Wheaties
of it.
boxes. Where's all the merch?
Where is it?
Right.
Where is it? He's
Going back to what I said about Mary Lou Retton. She was on the Wheaties box.
yes. Jack Hughes could have been on every cereal box in the United States, and it would have jumped sales the same way that Sydney Sweeney jumped jeans. I mean, that's absolutely true. Every state, and I mean, the Devils didn't even make the playoffs, for God's sake. And every stadium that Jack Hughes went to, when someone would say his name, he got a standing ovation. And the National Hockey League is so brain dead. They did nothing with it.
Time. Do you know why they
Go ahead.
stopped? Because the whole team was awarded a medal in front of Trump, and therefore not advertisable in modern. I'm not kidding. Not a joke.
Come on.
And
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Cash Patel drinking beer. I mean, it was an absolute disgusting display of American masculinity.
Oh, come on. It was hockey.
And you can't have that. Yeah.
It was a hockey game. Everybody does that. Nonsense. That's just the way it goes. Everybody drinks their champagne and beer.
Have you ever seen a guy get his teeth knocked out and be back in the game within 45 seconds? And then on top of that, to score the gold medal goal. I mean, what can you say? This is Captain America. And no one monetized it. No one.
What? I get that. And back in the 70s and 80s, that was commonplace, for the players to. And back then, sticking wasn't like it is today, the big crime it is. Back then, you laid the lumber on the guys, and guys lost it. Like, look at who's the president of Philadelphia. Can't remember his name now. Yeah, that happened to him. Had no front teeth, got him. But lots of hockey players lose teeth. Most of them don't have.
Edward. Mike Eruzione scored the game-winning goal against the Soviet Union in 1980, and today he still gets a standing ovation anytime he's introduced in any hockey stadium. Okay.
Yeah.
Jack Hughes is a far superior media figure to Eruzione. Because Jack Hughes actually had talent, okay, and he was the Tiger Woods of the resurgence of North American hockey, and no one cared because Sean Trump. That's exactly.
I just laid it out. Moving on to the next thing.
I like that.
And even now, has anyone seen a replay of that game? No. You don't even see clips. You don't see anything.
You know what?
It's a complete blackout.
I watched that game and the majority of it. I thought both teams played great. I was happy with the outcome. I loved how both teams played. No complaints.
However, Edward, it ended. It ended like it should have.
Hey, Sean, did you see what the angry Vulcan said there at the bottom?
Yes. Do you believe in miracles?
No, 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 the very bottom one. The bottom one.
Oh,
Tagga Woods, yeah.
take a woods,
Oh, they're
y'all.
too busy celebrating Pride Month, and they like to take hockey sticks.
Well, honestly, Tiger Woods, the funniest part about what Angry is saying is he's super MAGA, and he's married to a stepdaughter of Trump's.
It's one of the
That
one
being
of the
said, that being said, I'm going to redirect everything. Wow, I didn't
one
know.
one last one.
I didn't know. No. I didn't know one thing was going to take us 16 minutes and 49
All
seconds to
right.
get to. That was awesome. So, Trad, let me start with you here. Henry
Mm.
Nowak and the body cam footage gets
Whew.
caught.
Go ahead.
Obviously leaking.
Mhm.
Goes unconscious, dies,
Mhm.
cuffed, while the the assailant is just screaming racist. Now you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
England, or yeah,
Yeah, the kid in Great Britain, and they didn't even release the videotape for a year.
I'd love to. Trad, what's your thoughts?
So I do have opinions on this. A lot of it comes from like my own personal beliefs, but also because I have a friend who currently lives in Great Britain, so I hear some of this stuff from her periodically. So I'm glad I live in America because I'm sorry that crap would not fly here. I mean that body cam foot as soon as that went down here in America, oh the left may not have cared, but sure as hell everybody else would have, and there would have been hell to pay in that case. I
Angry, you're
mean,
right. They already started rioting immediately in the UK.
Of course they did.
yes,
But
know,
Angry, Angry, let me ask you this: do you think some of that rioting is attached to Antifa?
so that
I don't
question.
think if it were me, I would not think Antifa would be affiliated with it because again, Antifa does not protest anything that deals with white people. It has to be connected
Right.
to black people or brown people or it is, but this is a white person we're talking about here.
So they
Yeah,
don't.
but
So
it's a chance to disrupt the government.
Hey, Angry. Keir is Keir. He gets pissed if you don't get his name right. Okay.
All right,
Keir is
so
Tier. Keir is Keir. Yeah.
all right, but I watch World Disruptions. I've watched them since I could remember them, going all the way back to the big ones that for me, right, would have been Shock and Awe, and then getting us into the wars, and then 9/11, and all of that
mhm.
stuff. And as it progressed, you slowly start to see uh, these I don't want to call them protest groups. They're agitators. These
Yeah.
agitator groups, and it's a global Western thing, not
Oh,
necessarily all paid
absolutely.
for by the West. The East sure loves to help with that. And I look at what's happening. So I was watching the internet yesterday, Trad, and I'm seeing a
Mhm.
lot of people like cheering on the beating up of British cops and throwing trash cans at them and throwing rocks at them. And a lot of the people like on the internet, you go, wait, didn't 2 years ago, didn't 4 years ago, weren't you all against this violence and now you're for it because of Nowak? No, I smell Antifa. I smell funding.
I could see that. I could see where you would smell funding on it. I mean, especially if it's the case of them rioting against cops. Because I haven't seen any of the rioting videos yet. I just know that the case happened because a friend of mine messaged me about it. Because, like I said, she lives in the UK, so she was like, "Oh yeah, did you hear about this?" For me, the big offense was the fact that the individual in question who committed this heinous crime, okay, um, seems to not be getting any sort of backlash for it. Not only is he not getting any backlash, but the people that tried hiding the evidence aren't getting any backlash. You know, I mean, we're
sweetheart, they embargoed the videotape for a year. You can't uh, hide more than that, can you? I mean,
Yeah, no,
really.
I know that.
And then,
I'm seeing what he's saying. Yeah, no, I know they lied to the cops, but the cops should have still investigated. And I know the only reason that they didn't was because of the fact that they were foreigners. I know that that's the only reason they didn't do it because
well, of course,
foreigners
I
in the
mean,
UK, the foreigners in the UK get better treatment than the members of like that country themselves. You
well,
know, I
yeah,
mean, it's the
they
same.
were all
It's this.
members of the grooming gang that had taken their liberties with young British women
Yeah.
within the last week. Now they just moved on to a higher game. And by the way, just in a bow to Saint George Floyd, he was yelling, "I can't breathe,"
Yeah.
because I've been stabbed. And of course, they continued to handcuff him while his assailants stood there laughing. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, real quick, Angry's asking if they have some sort of qualified immunity there. I don't know if they do or not. They're completely different than law enforcement in the United States, Angry. They may, but I doubt that they have the same side of qualified immunity. And I can tell you why I would just lean that way is because one of them has already quit the force.
Retired.
Just to get out of it.
Retired.
Nah, there was
Well,
no
no,
retirement there. It
Well,
was like, I'm
listen,
out, bro.
they call it
Here's
early
my-
retirement.
Here's
Yeah.
my badge. Here's my gun. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
I've done
uniformly worthless. The first we saw of this was when young French gendarmes were checking vaccine passports in outside cafes while the Muslims were rioting 2 blocks away, and they ignored it. And the
So
NYPD.
again, I ask, how is this not Antifa? I'm not talking about what happened to specifically Nowak, but the reactions all around Europe. How is this not Antifa?
So part of it could be Antifa, but also part of it is because of some of the other elements that we have within Europe right now, and a lot of it is, of course, no, oh gosh, what's his name? The one.
Keir
No.
Starmer.
Starts with an no. Starts with an N. It's the guy who funds all these groups. Oh
Oh,
God, what's his name?
Well,
Dang
George
it.
Soros is what.
Soros. Thank you, Soros. I meant S,
I
not
mean,
N. Sorry.
if you want
Soros.
the Asian version, it's Neville Singham.
But yeah, I mean, this is obvious.
Just
I mean, obviously, this is a Soros situation here. I mean, we all know it. Yeah, the guy. I know the guy. I know it's the guy, but Soros.
But
Yeah.
Tread,
Mm.
who do you think supports Soros?
You mean as far as the big families go, or what are you referring to?
Edward, I'll just give you the answers. The EU.
Well,
He's
yeah,
their agent. No, there's no question.
United
mean,
Nations is more.
It's all the conspiracy to take America down, and Soros has the backing of the European Union. I mean, we just need to say it.
I've been saying
And
that.
there's
for years,
no doubt that
This is dirty as United Nations, and the United Nations are about the dirty.
no, that's the same thing.
Yeah, they're
The
thick.
World Economic Forum, the United
Edward.
Nations.
We really
well-
haven't. Edwards reacted, but what are your thoughts on this whole Nowak situation?
Well, we're going back to, the, and I don't know. I guess we can say it here, but the East Indians are covering for the East Indians, and it was just a complete clown show, and it all
Exactly.
and it was just all because bumping elbows or shoulders walking down the street or brushing each other. There's no reason to get all 10 feet high and bulletproof and turn to the guy and start beaking off and then knifing him and then blaming him. for the supposed, racial slur, which never even happened because they recovered the guy's phone and they proved that he was the one that was a
Of course not.
guy.
Of course not.
And
Well,
angry in the comments, I do not believe that Germany and France are there yet, but that would be an
No
interesting
chance.
conversation to have with you. They're not there yet.
No, and
We're
they
getting-
actually, before they're there, they're going to have an honest election, and we're ahead of them in that score, but
Yeah,
we're
like,
still not quite there. As last night proved, as I lost my Twitter account for the first time in a little while, but
how'd
I
you do that?
appealed.
How did that happen? I just got finished my suspension just today for the other
No,
platform.
Hey, listen. I was told, that I violated rules, and they asked if I wanted to appeal, and I said, well, actually, I will appeal. I said, I mean, what we were watching last night was a full-on op. I said, with the deep state and the rhinos and the left in total collusion. And I said, yes, when I saw Republicans virtue signaling about all the great things they were doing or how wonderful John Thune is, I said, I did lose it a bit. And I went straight at Tom Cotton, which is the one that I thought got me because he's got Thune's back. And
Yeah.
I said, what exactly are we supposed to do? You guys are running a free speech platform. If their feelings are too sensitive for us to tell them exactly what we think about them when we see them in action, I said, then this might not be the platform for me. And
No.
my account was restored within 15 minutes.
Oh, good.
I don't know. I didn't break any rules. Yeah, I dropped some salty language, but everything I said was backed up by fact.
And it's
And
X.
you
It's
could watch it
Yeah.
happening in real time. I mean, even last night, the last comment, sorry, Sean, that you got from Kornacki or whoever the hell that nerd is, was, oh, look at this. These mail ballots. Oh, Pratt really doesn't have as many mail-ins as Nithya. That if these other 50% of these things go this way, she could edge him out. I'm like, oh, well, who would have thought?
Oh, and Fox News is all over that, but we're not on that story yet.
I understand,
The
but
next
that is the context in which I lost Twitter.
makes sense. So the next thing I want to get into on the Doom Scroll starts here, but you're gonna have to hear me out. It's two actual subjects on the Doom Scroll.
I won't
So
break it.
AI centers are here, but NVIDIA just dropped. You can have your own personal AI data center in your house for $2,000 for all of the people who really love it. They could just disconnect. Now hold on. Then it comes down to Bernie calls for a 50% government. He said public. Public doesn't mean us. It means the
Oh, no.
government. Public ownership stake in all of the most popular AIs who have yet to make any money. Thoughts?
You can go first, JC, because I'm not. You already know my stand on Bernie
I'm
Sanders.
not dominating. I'm not dominating this one, Sean. I'm going to shut up.
Chad, 50% ownership stake in companies that have yet to make money?
Oh, good grief. My head hurts.
Because they don't.
Oh.
They haven't made any money yet. They post losses
Yeah.
every time.
Oh,
every
it's
quarter.
just honestly, and they complain, and people complain that they're throwing money out at this thing and that thing, and this is a prime example of what money's getting thrown. Really, you're gonna throw all this money at something that is clearly not made money? Really? Really? There are so many other. I mean, come on. This is as stupid. This is almost as stupid as when I heard about the what was it? It was a government project where they were getting. I think it was like otters drunk Like they were testing like certain like chemicals to get otters drunk. I'm like, really? We wasted money to find out. Oh, you can get otters drunk.
Well, they gave salmon cocaine to see if they'd swim
Oh
faster.
yeah, that was the other thing too. The freaking cocaine salmon.
On,
It's like
aren't they
seriously.
still aren't they still studying the methane emissions from cow farts
Well,
to
yeah.
find out? Yeah,
Well,
You know,
listen, no, but all right. I know I loaded this topic up because it includes AI, and I also mentioned that AI hasn't made any money yet. But communist comrade Bernie wants to go ahead and take 50% ownership of all of the AI companies, and then wait, he's also says in the other breath, I want to make sure that AI never exists for human rights. Is he
so
not just telling the world, I want to make sure that America never has this technology, whether you like it or not?
On it,
That's an argument we can all have. Is he
honestly,
not
I think
saying, I just don't
no,
want America to have this?
I don't think the man should have the right to do any of that nonsense. I don't care who he thinks he is or how much money he has. When it comes to technology like AI or the internet or anything like that, the whole point of its existence is for it to be accessible to everyone. Now, whether or not it's safe or not, that's up to the user. But there really shouldn't be any sort of government hand in any way, shape, or form related to AI. AI is just meant, it really should just be something that you choose to use it, you choose not to use it. It's
Well,
there,
and
it's
it's also going to come
accessible,
down temporarily, at least for the next 2 or 3 years. It's going to come down to whether you can afford to use it. Because even right now,
Yeah,
there's free versions of AI. I
exactly.
paid for only one, like premium access AI, but I also I I was due for a new computer last year. I bought a Apple a laptop that has a chip capable of running AI instances by itself, and that's what just came out was NVIDIA. And dude, there was people, all the tech nerds, they were just losing their mind over it, in hate mostly. But the Jensen, he announced, he said, "Hey, we finally have changed PC computing." He goes, "Apple already did it, but here we are, and ours is faster." And he goes, "Great, we got a race." That's a good thing. That's awesome.
hmm
That's
That
competition.
is, that's a great thing. Competition, and especially in an industry like technology and stuff like that, competition's excellent because it pushes technology forward. Not only that, but it creates new industry and it also means more money for everybody involved because there are more. There's rather than it being a monopoly of one person getting all the money. Now it's everybody that's involved, all the different hands that are involved. So no, you're right. I think the idea of having that competition is a great thing, but having one sole person being able to control and say no, you can't have access to, or yes, you can't have access to. No, no, that's unnecessary, unneeded, and is complete overreach, frankly.
So, Trad, I want to ask you a question. Should government be allowed to regulate?
Regulate
That's a
what?
loaded question, asshole.
I know it is, but I mean it's food for thought.
No, but regulate what?
Does
That's the
government
question. Regulate.
AI when you see that kids are interacting with a chatbot and being convinced to commit suicide? Do you believe there should be some government regulation of AI?
There isn't government regulation on the internet as is. I mean, you're talking about something that's already in like the social zeitgeist of how we live. And it's not up to the government to say, oh, we need to fix this or we need to fix that so kids don't commit suicide because of some stupid AI thing. That is
Regulators.
up that is
I'm not.
that is up to
I'm not.
that is up to parents. That is
I
up to
totally agree.
parents and
Regulators
teachers and
mount up.
Yeah, no,
I'm
no,
not
no, no,
I'm
no, no.
not I'm not trying to be
I
an
totally agree
asshole.
with. I
It
totally
comes
agree with Trent.
naturally. But
Totally
if
agree with Trent.
government is not involved in protecting the citizenry, what is its function?
The government is meant to protect the citizenry from situations where it's you're talking like foreign and domestic enemies. When it comes to the internet regulation needs to because it's something that is a choice type of thing, not a what do you call it? It's not a natural resource, and it's not something that is like, you know what I mean? So with the case of the internet, you can choose to not have internet in your home. You can choose to have internet in your home. Okay. In the case of AI, okay, you can choose to not have AI in your home. You can choose to have AI in your home. It's not the government's job to regulate that. It's the person who has the access to the internet, has the access to the AI. If a parent doesn't want their kid getting access to AI, okay, you make sure that they don't have access to AI either by controlling the amount of internet access they have or what have you. The point is, it is not the government's job to regulate that. The government's job is to make sure that they have rules in place for the proper usage of things like our water, the proper usage of things like land, and things like that. So it's not overused by one person or another. The internet is limitless, it can be used by everybody and still never run dry. So it doesn't require regulations like that.
Well, I'll
Bravo.
mark you down as a Brandon Johnson voter because he absolutely said the other day that the big problem in Chicago is parents.
Oh, my
True.
arm.
It's
Hang on.
not.
I'm going to cut my camera. My arm is having trouble holding this thing up.
Yeah, no
Okay,
worries.
all right. I mean, it is like a little cute little thingy you got there. All
No,
right.
but
Oh,
Love
all right,
that.
hold on. Yeah, so you say the problem is parents, and her argument obviously is, we don't need the government telling our kids what to do or regulating our children under 18 what to do. And honestly, I would look at that and go, yeah, no, I think parents should regulate what their children do at home and not
hmm
the teachers in the school, John. Why should the
Mhm.
teachers decide
Well,
what my
I'm not deciding in favor of teachers. I'm talking about law enforcement.
Yeah.
okay, explain it to
Okay.
me.
And then when you talk about regulation of AI and the internet, you're actually talking about a law enforcement function. You're talking about police power.
You know
And
what?
I don't think the government are very good parents, but at the same time, they are the last line of defense when it comes time to protect the citizenry. And I have to say, I find a compelling argument in the idea that if you got some kid that engages with a chatbot and the chatbot ends up encouraging them to commit suicide, I'm actually on the side of regulate that. That should not happen.
But then in
I
that case, why didn't the parents step in? Why didn't the parents see, oh, my kid is socializing with a chatbot rather than socializing with their classmates or with their siblings or with their cousin or who have you? You know, that's on the parent then at that point because the parent did not step in and say, listen, you shouldn't be talking with the chatbot. If you need to socialize with somebody, we need to get you into some clubs, after school clubs and things like
I
that, and get you making friends and being a kid.
I totally agree with that. But at the same time, I brought up the analogy of Brandon Johnson is that 50 people a weekend are still being gunned down in Chicago by gangbangers. And he says the issue is parents need to step up and police their children as opposed to government.
Probably
And
more.
Now
this
the gun
sound,
down. Now
I mean,
the gunning down situation that has nothing to do with that. That's a different thing. You're talking about a cultural thing versus a parent thing. Because if here's the thing, if you are talking about because most of those gun crimes, and I'm not going to say any specific color or race. I'm just going to allude to. I'm not going to say directly, but I'll allude to if you look at the cultural behavior of the specific groups, that this behavior is regularly displayed in that specific cultural belief system. Things like gun violence and stuff like that are not discouraged. Being tough and being a thug is part of their quote unquote culture. So this is a situation where people within that community need to say, hey, if our culture is telling us to thug it out, to be troublesome, and to cause all these problems, maybe we need to rethink our culture and what we classify as our culture. And maybe then we can fix some of these problems and get these kids off the street and doing after school things and getting good grades and staying out of trouble.
Yeah, you know what?
I
One other
find the
thing.
common thread to be parental disengagement and nefarious intent on the part of those who would oppose your children. And
I mean, Sean, you
that's the
sorry, go,
where,
Well,
no,
go
but
ahead.
that's where the link is.
This is a
I mean,
really interesting.
let me
Well, no,
say this,
it's a
and
really
I'll be
interesting
quiet.
conversation. I know Edward wanted to jump in. Let's see what Edward thinks, and then
Oh, go ahead.
we'll.
I'm just horrified that an AI chatbot could convince a kid to commit suicide. That's all. That's
Sure.
Oh
just
no, I don't disagree with you on that. That is
no.
horrifying.
That's every bit as bad as what happened to Lake and Riley. Sorry, no, but it is.
I think we're forgetting the most important point that most of the violence that's happening and murders in Chicago are from gangs, not even from America. You got the Colombians, the Venezuelans, you got all those guys that have come up to America into Chicago. And, you know, it's not a cultural thing at that point. Yeah, their culture, not American culture, and no parents in sight for those guys. They're on their own. So what they do from what they
So
did.
Brandon Johnson is full of shit because the cartels are ruling the streets in Chicago.
It's true, though. We
I
all know
actually
that.
agree with that, but at
Yeah,
the
no, I
same
don't.
time, his excuse is a dodge.
We got
All
to
right,
give it back.
wait.
But ICE
Wait,
has
so
to.
all right, now I think I've heard everybody. So you would regulate Brandon, the mayor of Chicago, the same way you would regulate AI?
I think the mayor of Chicago has every right to say what he wants and stand for election based on his views. Same way the mayor of LA is standing for election on her views right now. I'm just asking who we agree with. And my point is that if we're just going to say parents have to do it, what if they don't?
Okay, thank you. All right, so the what if the parents don't is where the Democrat left party has been since the 1950s with public education. And they're like, well, let's just make it even better. Let's just make it so that the parents don't even have a choice in this. And you're going to find on the opposition to that what I told you in a conversation before is as we're moving into this future, people were trying to get school choice. They were trying to get other things. They were trying to find a way to homeschool when they couldn't. What I'm going to tell you is like in the end, what parents will be able to choose is to lease a $25,000 robot over 3 years and to just release the newest version and just have the robot teach their kids at home. And you're going to see a massive decline in public education enrollment numbers.
I agree with you, Sean, 100%, but that doesn't answer the question about whether an instance of AI should be permitted by law to encourage a kid to commit suicide. Sorry, I'm not going to move off that. Once you detect that, you've got to do something other than to go, well, here are the 6 ways you could do it that are less painless. I mean, come on.
All right, hear me out. So those AIs, obviously, no parent's going to want that in their house. The other AIs, their parents are going to pay for the subscription and their robots, whoever that company
Are
mixed
you
robot.
willing to let that sort itself out with the social costs of it without any input?
I am willing to let it sort itself off out, because if we allow government to control it, then we will be literally be told, "Here's your flu vaccine. You get Chat GPT."
I there's a significant part of me that agrees with that, but at the same time, anytime I hear anything goes, I know what they do. They want us dead. Okay? I mean, look what they did with the COVID vax. I mean, I know that's not what we're here to talk about, but depopulation is their agenda. They want less of us. And the idea that they can commandeer AI to get rid of as many of our young people as they desire is pretty scary.
Did I not just say Bernie Sanders wants to commandeer AI?
Oh no,
What
listen.
I'm for
Did
is
I
the
argue?
opposite of that. I'm for all of them. Let them all go, and let the ones that are awful fail.
Okay, but with the cost of the market, right? I mean, I'm not unconvinced that you might be right. I'm throwing it out there because that's what's actually happening.
Well, yeah, angry. Well, we got to bring the comments back in. iRobot, of course, iRobot will happen, and that won't be from
Oh,
your
I'm sure
favorite
it will.
companies. Of course, it won't.
I'm just saying that as much as I grieve for Lake and Riley, I grieve equally for the parents who lost their child because an AI bot convinced them to off themselves. All right. I don't think one is any worse or better than the other.
Anyone else? John said his piece. Anyone else got anything to say before I
No, you're
move
right. I
on
am done.
to the next
Yeah,
thing?
I gotta say, the Bernie Sanders comment. Why again? Having government control, I don't care what institution it is, you're talking about too much control from the government, and especially if it's not making money. There's a personal bleed off of the taxpayers where you can't keep track of the money they're pumping into this. We got another Ukraine situation starting here. I say no. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
when they control hockey, you like the alternate teams, like the Carolina
Sorry.
Hurricanes win.
Oh, good one.
All right. Let me get you guys on one more subject.
Yeah, the Canadians went down to defeat again. You guys just having a rough sledding in the on the frozen pond.
No, you know what? I'm quite happy the way things are turning out. Please says Punch. I'm hoping Mitch Marner comes through, for the Vegas guys. I'm loving that because he came from everybody was blaming him for Toronto's demise. I'm thinking, no, it's not Mitch's fault. It's the organization. Don't even get me going down that road. I'm
All
for.
right, Jill Biden's book tour. I will
Oh,
not
come
say
on, John. I
anything.
mean,
I will let
Yes, sir,
these
the
minutes are
three of
precious.
you tell me what you think about Jill Biden's train wreck of a book tour.
I can't believe. Well, go ahead.
It's hilarious. It's
Go.
hilarious to watch. It's hilarious. It's the train fire that the correction dumpster fire. It's the dumpster fire that you just love to watch. That's really what it is. It's the dumpster
And
fire you love to watch.
Shred,
It's
I
true.
totally agree with you because anything that reminds America of what that bitch did is perfect. This is the right time for it. Oh, you want to return those guys to power? Here's what you get. That's a great mess.
Which is
Yep, love a good
I
dumpster
want
fire. Love a good dumpster
and
fire.
Sean, I want Hakeem to keep talking about total war. I love that guy. I mean, everyone said you can't win this election with gas this high, and the numbers for Trump and the Republicans just continue to improve.
why.
Yeah, all he needed it to do was level off. Just quit shooting people, and it'll go down a little bit.
Edward, she said,
Everybody,
Edward, she said, I literally thought he was having a stroke during the debate. So then I took him and did the
Waffle
after
House.
party. I did an after party with him, and then I took him to Waffle House.
I
Yes.
know.
Oh my God.
You can't
And
make this stuff
Joe.
up. I mean, this
You
is
can. You can.
absolute
I'm sure
cartoon.
you can't make that
answer
shit up.
But you know what?
every
Watching her,
question.
huh?
And what did Trump do? Here, I got it. He lied.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? Having her run around the country trying to, pop up and sell this book, it's not only is that funny, but we got to have Kamala Harris still stumping, for the DNC and the presidential run. Even makes it more hilarious. And I'm here for it. I love watching that stuff because you see that as I think it was JC was just mentioning. No, it was Trad. We just love to watch the dumpster fires. I don't know if it's just morbid curiosity, but I gotta say, it's entertaining.
Well, if you guys haven't seen it yet, you will see it soon. Hunter Biden has started a social media account, and
good grief.
it's blue checked, and it will be very well monetized. Some of his posts are getting 4 or 5 million engagements. I mean, he's gonna get super monetized from this. And like, if you go on just X tonight, some of your feed is gonna be, look at how hilarious he is. Look at how normal he is. Look at what a real person he is. Look at this 7-year sober person. Look at that. Like, these are all the things you're gonna see. And the reactions.
7-year sober train wreck.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But the
7
reaction's going to be,
sober
I
person.
want to make a comment. But if you make a comment, or if you like it, or if you react to it, you're paying him.
I know.
That's
Right.
the way social media works.
Just
We've
like
gone
Mike
too
Lee.
far.
Just
Yes.
like Mike Lee, Mr. Tweet about food, and I do nothing about it. Actually, my favorite meme comes to mind, and I don't use it very often. You guys may not have seen it, but it's a girl sitting there with with her legs up, and then she's on her phone, and she says, "Hey, babe, send me a dick pic," and he says, "Okay." And he sends it, and it's a picture of Joe Biden. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the gothic looking lady that's kind of bent over.
yes,
That's the meme.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
We've gone too far with all the Democrats and everything that they're now purporting or even supporting.
There's another one. There's another one that I have, Edward, that you would like, where when you start talking about dumpster fire, that picture that they had where Jill was talking and she had her hand behind her, Joe started sucking on her fingers. They photoshopped it to be like a gasoline hose, where it's in his mouth and he's sucking on it. And the next picture is a lit match.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I can post it or put it up on the big screen.
No, I'll do it.
That's like the tire burner woman that loves to smell of burnt tires when she opens her window in the morning.
Oh yeah, I got her
wife.
too. That's Walz's wife.
Yeah, what's her name? I can't remember now. Is it Karen? No, it wouldn't be that appropriate. No.
No, I don't know what her name is. But
just-
in between verses of the Somali waltz, I use that.
Angry because I would have sent a picture of Nixon. That's a classy dick.
that's funny. You know what? I liked Nixon and everything about him. I believe the CIA set him up for other.
All right, now you're starting to get into
Yeah, let's not
where
go.
it's
Conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory.
who was the first Republican president set up?
Ooh.
The very first one?
The very first one? Oh, geez.
Probably Tricky Dick.
Gotta say Nixon. I gotta say it. Yeah.
You're saying Nixon too?
They didn't do anything to Eisenhower, so yeah, it's
They
Nixon.
didn't do anything to Eisenhower. I'm not a
Well,
crook.
Angry wants to argue for Lincoln, but that
No, that's not.
I mean,
he's not wrong.
No, that Lincoln was not a government setup. That was, if anything, that was a military coup.
Still, I
No, I
still
mean
see it.
Lincoln was a function of long-standing Democrat hate and
Well, no,
love of
it was long-standing global exception to slavery.
Tory. Right, right.
The Tories, but long-standing global everywhere on the planet.
You know,
And this guy, you, you look at his political party, you can go, no, he was what is Thomas Massey's party now? It was something like that, right?
I don't know the dickheads.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
that's it.
dickhead
Yeah,
party.
I
And so this guy's just like, well, I'm going to take this guy out, and then that also starts. So from that day forward, we've had nothing but violence,
Well, they
or
did the same thing to
coups,
McKinley. I
or
mean, it was
coups
another
towards
member of
Republican
the
presidents.
amalgamated union of lone leftist wolves.
Yeah,
I got to tell you
Yeah.
something though. My personal opinion on these assassinations from these presidents, I got to say they weren't from these no names. They were definitely plans from England themselves to control how things, the direction the country was going in, and the control of the monetary system. I believe it's Britain.
Well,
We call it,
Edward, of course it was.
but no one would say that. They
Of
don't put that
course
stuff
it was.
together.
I mean, Great Britain was on the side of the South in the Civil War, and nobody
Yeah,
talks about it. But
I know.
I
I
guarantee you, John Wilkes Booth had British connections. There's no doubt.
yeah.
well, Edward. What's even more funny is Trump is like seventh or sixth cousin removed from a British king.
Wait a second. He's
It's
German. That's
so,
not true.
so
I gotta
well,
say,
all
German.
right, well, you can tell me that's not true, but what would be funny about that, right, is that it's always the British. It's always the British trying to screw everything up. We've
That's
talked
not
about this
wrong.
for years.
Trying to enrich themselves at the expense of they don't even
Well, yeah,
care
they're
who.
just like,
Yeah.
hey, I could see riches over here. I'm going to go do something. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're losing. Hey,
And if I
America.
get in
Hey,
and if I get in
America, we're
trouble,
losing. Can you come in and, like, make us not lose anymore?
This is where the CIA
yeah.
comes in.
If
I'm
I get
telling
in
you.
trouble, I'm gonna bring
Yep.
the big bad Americans to back me up. My younger brother. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Yep.
I could go on, but I'm not going to because there's so much
And
more
and
support.
yet you, sir, are still a colonist of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I get that. I know.
I know it's the mark of Cain. I understand.
Maybe. And on that note, you know what,
No,
gentlemen?
no. Hey, listen. You don't need to move down here anymore. The place you're in is just going to splinter apart, and then you're going to have to figure out what to do. So yeah,
You know what? I'm still
No.
thinking the big announcement,
Rude. We like Edward.
the 250.
Yeah, we do like
We like-
Edward.
I'm going to say
we
the
like
big
him, but
announcement.
Edward, it's on, man. You can see it everywhere. It's on.
I know. And that's why
And I mean, even now, what a 25-cent drift down in gas prices, and all of a sudden, Republicans.
Hey, Sean, you're not
numbers
getting a lot of
surge.
noise from my mic, right?
Nope.
no, you're fine.
Okay, good.
I guess
What are you doing? Are you like drinking water or something?
you know what? I'm still going to say before I bounce out, I got to say that the 250 year big shindig, July 4th, the big announcement, I got to hope it's going to be Canada 51st. Hear me, people? Wouldn't that be outstanding?
That'd be
Wouldn't that be
fun.
outstanding?
I
He
don't know.
canceled it.
I don't know if we can get it done by in a
No,
month.
I'm
I mean,
just saying.
literally a month.
I'm just saying it was just
That was where they should have contacted Turning Point to say, "Can you guys put this together? Get back the people that you used at the halftime show."
Did you see
Mhm.
one of Trump's candidates, endorsed candidates, beat out a Turning Point candidate?
Yes,
no.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
yes.
Turning Point's
And
not
in
the same
fact,
anymore. It's not the same.
you even saw some douchebags in California who are in redistricted districts losing to Trump people. I mean, seriously,
No,
none of the
the
pollsters.
big observation for me though, John, is that in this race, TPUSA, who claims to be super ultra MAGA, uh, they went for a candidate that Trump did not, and Trump endorsed a candidate, and Trump's candidate won over TPUSA. And you got to look at the whole story there and go, wait a minute. So TPUSA was awesome. Wallet was awesome, and then now
They're
you
not
got
anymore.
what's his face? I don't
Well,
really
the,
care about Erica. Erica can do whatever she wants, but whatever his face is, it runs TPUSA, and he's
well,
just a fucking asshole
he's a dick.
on the internet. Absolute
He's a
asshole.
dick. He's a
And he's like,
dick.
we're gonna just take all of you out. And I'm like, wait a
No,
minute.
You know what I
He's
find
gonna
so
he's
alarming?
gonna
he's
turn
high.
into the new,
He's
he's gonna join Ben Shapiro. He's gonna join Candace Owens, and he's gonna join Tucker Carlson.
he's high on his own supply. He's high on his own supply. He's got plenty of money, and he absolutely has no vision. Charlie Kirk was a bridge builder, and as I
Yes.
said to
He
you on the
was.
phone the other night, I'm going to repeat it here because I think it's worthwhile. He started talking about Spencer Pratt, and I said, "Are you kidding? You haven't already made contact with him? What are you doing?" That
You know
would
what
have
else
been
I
the first
find
phone call
bizarre?
in Charlie Kirk's Rolodex. As soon as he saw one of those AI videos, he'd want to get out there and meet that guy and find out where there's common
Absolutely.
ground so he can join forces and make sure it works without embarrassing him with too much Trumpism. That's exactly what Charlie would have done.
Yeah,
He's
you
a
know what I
bridge
find?
builder, and these guys are
True.
bridge burners.
Absolutely. And you know what I find
And
so scary is,
if I sound really pissed off about this, it's because I am.
yeah,
He's an idiot.
you know what I find so annoying is that Charlie Kirk was he was that face of the whole organization. We know that he was a staunch Protestant, had good standing and beliefs in Americanism, the whole thing. His wife, Catholic. We all know that. There's a big thing going on there that, I don't trust a big split and what happened. And I don't think the direction of TPUSA is going in the right direction because of the
We
different.
can't all be perfect, Edward. We can't help who we fall in love with.
I know.
Right.
You know what? Things happen. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's a lot of money paid out, and I can't help but wonder why and where all that's coming from. And I don't believe the whole thing was just a big.
I'm just saying in general that the momentum is stopped.
My
They haven't
observation, I think, matches John's. Is that they thought they had big power, and they did. And I really liked what they were doing with not Turning Point Action, Turning Point Action with the kids.
chasing the votes was very
Yeah,
good.
I liked what they're doing, but now that it's more focused on just Turning Point, and these guys are like, we're going to primary everybody, and then they're trying to primary a Trump endorsed candidate.
That's insane.
Wait a minute.
The very heart of the organization.
I mean-
in other words, the very spirit of it.
I
is
mean, the
gone.
way to do that is to primary Lindsey Graham and go chase ballots for his opponent.
How
That's how
popular
you.
would they be if
That's
they
how you
actually
create
did
your
that?
opponent.
I'd like him to get out
Yeah, I mean,
fast.
Sean, this is why your rate for us advising campaigns is appropriate, because you go out there and get rid of Graham. You go out there and get rid of a guy like Cornyn. Obviously Paxton did that himself, but you go out there and get rid of Graham. You get rid of a clown like Mike Rounds in South Dakota. You could have drafted off Thune's massive unpopularity.
I've already got a guy in
bounced
South
down.
Dakota, JC. I've already got a guy, Thomas Murphy. So if anybody's listening to us in South Carolina, just across the border from me, Thomas Murphy is running to dethrone that stupid douchebag that just shows up in Ukraine and, and just hangs out with Zelensky. Get rid of him. Thomas D. Murphy is the candidate.
Okay. But the point is what I'm saying, and from a strategic standpoint, Turning Point is tone deaf. All right. There were several really high profile opportunities to make a huge dent in this, and they passed on them all. And when Colvin said, has anybody looked into this Spencer Pratt? I'm like, you're asking us? What the hell are you doing? I mean, I'd have had lunch with the guy 15 times by now.
Did you hear what Kira? Did you hear what
Kidding.
Kira Davis had to say about him today?
No.
No, what's that?
Kira Davis is like, she was on Tony Katz, and she said, "Listen, he's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's not an
Who
independent.
cares?
He's change."
Right.
And he goes,
Yeah.
and she said the Republicans will vote for change.
Of
Absolutely.
course they will. I mean, honestly, with what we're looking at, these idiot rhino. Okay, I'm going to start using some of the language that lost me my account last night.
All right,
But-
let's not get banned.
I mean, I woke up and I had a moment of remorse, Edward. I said, "Oh my God, I did it." I told Tom Cotton exactly what I thought of him, and I lost my account. I can't
Wow.
guy.
You
All
think
right, but
Food is any better,
he's Thun's Praetorian Guard. He's the head of the committee that won't even listen to anybody who wants to take the guy down.
Yeah, I you know what? I'm
He's from Arkansas. He's got no excuse. He's just big defense, pro Ukraine, pro Rhino, and just an absolute disgrace.
so it's a thing.
I mean, he's like a Mike Lee who doesn't talk good. All
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Anyway,
I hear you.
Tom Cotton, you're dead to me. All right.
And I'm out. I gotta
All
go.
right, yeah, no, dump out. We're 7 minutes over. I will leave the room open if you guys all want to just shoot the shit. But we got.
I've probably done enough damage.
No, we got to close this one out.
All right. then.
Good time.
Hey, Sean.
What's up? Hold on.